another fun family craft time with Jen from the Blue Mountains Public Library. Today we are going to be making something that my kids really enjoyed making. They've made them for Christmas, they've made them to play with when they were younger. I also did this with the After School Kids Club and they quite enjoyed it as well. We are going to be making some traditional yarn dolls. For this craft you will need some tape, a piece of cardboard. If you don't have cardboard, my daughter's actually used it where she's wrapped it around a small novel, some yarn, depending on which size you have at home. You can use thick, thin, whatever you like, one color, two colors, however creative you want to get with these. So with that being said, let's get started. So our first step is we're going to take our cardboard, if we're using cardboard. I usually go larger than my palm. You're going to take it and you're going to cut slits into the cardboard on either side, just like that. Once you have your slits done, you're going to take your yarn and you're going to place it into the slit. Once you have it placed into the slit, depending on the thickness of your yarn, you start wrapping it around the cardboard loosely, not super tight. 20 times for this thickness, 30 to 40 if you're using a thin yarn. So let's get wrapping. So once you have it wrapped around your cardboard or your booklet, you're gonna take your scissors, cut off an end. Then you can use some yarn from your other ball, and we're going to cut it to about this thickness. You're then going to take the yarn and we are going to thread it under, slide it to the very edge of one side of the yarn here, just as so. And we're going to tie it off. So it looks like that for right now. Once you're done with that step, run your finger down to the bottom. Grown-ups, this is where you might have to help some kiddos, okay? You're gonna take your scissors right to the very bottom and cut your yarn right there. Once you have that done, we'll be off to our next step. So once you've tied off the top and cut the bottom, you remove the cardboard or the book, whatever you're using to wrap the yarn around. Our next step is you take a piece of yarn. Again, you find which side you'd like to use and you tie it off as so to give the doll the shape of a head. Once you have it looking like that, you can then take a piece of a different colored yarn, or if you're only using the one color, a second piece of yarn. You're going to take it and about halfway down, you're going to tie off another piece. And again, do it loosely because then we can make it pretty once we're ready. And then we're off to the next step. So the next step is we're going to get arms ready. So if you're using a book, turn it this way. If you're using cardboard, this is where you can kind of custom size the cardboard to however long you want the arms to be. For people who want to give the doll some braided arms, I would leave it a little bit longer. I'm going to trim mine just a bit, just as so, and give it a new slit. I'm then going to take my other colored yarn, same thing with the body. I'm going to pull the yarn through there just to lock it into place, and I'm going to wrap probably 15 times. Thicker yarn, with the thinner yarn, sorry, I would go a little bit more to however thick you would want the arms to look like. So if you started off with 30 wraparounds, I would half it. If you started with 40, then go with the 20, if that makes sense, okay? So here I go. Once you have the yarn wrapped around, we're gonna do the exact same thing that we did with the body. We're gonna cut the end off, okay? Get another smaller piece of yarn. And we're going to bring it up to the top again and tie it off into a knot. We then take our scissors. Again, grown-ups, this is where you'll have to help the kiddos, and you're gonna cut. And we are ready to start making the arms. So this is what you should be working with right now. I'm going to braid my arms. So my yarn doesn't move around too much. I'm gonna tape one end off to my table, and I'm going to start braiding this side. So for those of you who can't braid, 3 sections, okay? You go over and over, over again, over again, and one more. Okay, we're going to cut off a piece of our yarn, tie off this side, and then we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So once we have our arms ready to go, braided or twisted, whichever way you did it, we are going to take our doll, and the space in between where we tied off the head and the body, we're going to poke our finger through it, just like this, and make a little bit of room. Then we're going to take our arms and we're going to thread it through. Okay, and once you have the arms threaded through, this is where you can go back and tighten up the waist so the arms don't move around a whole lot. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to tighten the arms up by tightening the waist and then tying a cute bow in the front. And then with the extra yarn around the head, I'm going to give it one more tie here in the back. Knot it, and again, grown-ups, if the kiddos need some help getting the yarn cut, you can do it and help them as well. If you want to trim up the edges, so it's all one length, you can do that as well. If you've made an extra long doll, you can even braid the legs of the doll same way that you did with the arms. And if you have googly eyes, you can even add googly eyes to your doll. But there you have it. Super, super simple yarn dolls. Like I said, I've made these with my kids. We've attached them to like birthday presents, onto our Christmas tree. They're lots of fun, and all you really need is some scrap pieces of yarn that you're not using any longer, some scissors, tape, creativity, and lots of fun. So I hope you enjoyed those, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I'll see you again here Saturday at 11 a.m. See you guys, bye!